right, what I'd like to have right now is for all you fat, out of shape, not Jose, internet idiots. Keep the noise down while I kick off this show and start Lethal Quarantine episode 4. Welcome once again to another lovely episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk. I am your host this week, but I'm not going to start with me because that would just be wrong. And I am joined by, of course, the other 3 members of the 4 horsemen of this pandemic. Starting off with none other than the world's greatest grandma, my homegirl, Latina Heat, the one, the only, the precious Wendy.
Naked grandma! Naked, huh?
And of course, thankfully he's back for now. We're hoping the storm that passes through doesn't knock his internet out. The one, the hobo clown, the beautifully curled, coiffed, fat and wonderful Jose.
Hashtag fat kids need love too.
Exactly. I wasn't shaming. I was just saying. And of course, there just can't be an episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk without this man. The MJF mark, the other half of the elite, the elite with your boy tonight. The man with the majestic beard, the wonderful glasses, the backwards hat, the man that screams, yells high class. My dude, Bruce.
I'm better than you.
And y'all know me by now, the host of this wonderful episode, hopefully. The 15-time group champion, the South Philly Psycho himself, your boy, Dom.
Hey, yo!
Just for you, Bruce. I fucked up last time. You thought it was cool, so I did it again. But now that I got that out of the way, as you probably guessed it by now, with every Lethal Quarantine, we have at least several topics on the wheel. We might have had a few too many when Evan showed up, I'll admit, but y'all seem to dig it, so hell, we went with it, and you enjoyed it. We're hoping we get the same reaction this week. I'm just gonna spin this damn wheel, come up with a pretty topic, and we're gonna go from there. So, come here, you little bastard.
Big money, big money, big money, big money, big money. $1.
Oh shit! Vacation to Hawaii. Damn, quarantine. All right, I'm just kidding. Our first topic is feud for thought. Wow, I wrote that and I fucked it up. Feud for thought. And it has nothing to do with naked grandmas. We left that behind in the intro. This is a nice little pick'em from recent events. Which match from, WrestleMania to what was considered TakeOver yesterday did you enjoy more? The Edge versus Randy Orton, last man standing, or the final meeting between Johnny Gargano and the Blackheart? I'm gonna go with Bruce.
Wow. Only because I haven't seen TakeOver yet.
Oops.
I'm gonna. I got. Yeah. Oops. I was watching Dynamite. No, I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Edge and Orton just because I haven't seen the last installment of Gargano and Ciampa.
Okay, that makes sense. You know what? I think since you brought that up, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to use it, I think we got to do this one time.
You think you know me?
Where's my pyro? Bam! I'm sorry. All right. How about we swing it on over to Grandma Wendy? Which did you prefer?
Well, I'm in the same boat. I haven't really watched the ending or the culmination of Gargano Ciampa. I did catch the little clip of the hoofing and the grapefruits, and that hurt me. And I was like, oof.
No.
But because I haven't seen it in its entirety, I'm gonna have to give it to Edge and Orton.
Oh shit! Do I need to hit it again? No.
You think you know me?
I'll never get enough of this. All right, Jose, please tell me you at least watched this match.
Yeah, I took a nap instead of watching NXT today.
Oh.
But given that I watched Edge versus Orton, I'm gonna go with Gargano and Ciampa being better, even though I haven't watched it yet.
Wow.
Bold.
Those are some pale, made-up cojones he's got for town, man. Just wah wah. Yeah. Okay. Now, I guess I'm the only one, but I actually watched both, and as much as I liked Gargano versus Ciampa most of the way through, the ending killed it for me. Absolutely destroyed it. The whole Johnny's wearing a cup, so Candace comes out, hoofs him in the grapefruits. He pretends to be hurt, and when he goes down and Ciampa's saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, Johnny. I didn't mean it," blah, blah, blah. She hoofs the Blackheart in the grapefruits, and Johnny turns around and gets the win for it. That killed it for me. Even at the beginning, Triple H said, "All right, you two can do whatever you want. Just you and him. I'm going to walk out. You guys are going to kill each other. Go." And walked away. And then Candice LeRae basically ended the feud. So, yeah.
Did she
Sorry.
end it, or did she heat it up a bit more?
She ended it because it's the final time. It's the last time these two are supposed to be able to face one another. So, sorry. Edge and Randy Orton win by default because it was.
But when is it ever the last time, Dom? When is it ever?
That's what I'm
When we
thinking.
brought that up with Evan, when they say last time ever in wrestling, you kind of go, all right, whatever. And you.
It's the last time
to
for
have
now.
But if, and it's a big if, this is the last time and the feud was ended by Candice LeRae, I got Edge and Randy Orton. Even if Randy was sitting there like a friggin' douchebag in pain going, "Oh!" Like, it's still better than Candice LeRae. And imagine if, like,
I don't know. Edge fucking hugged him, so I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not like
I don't know. That
it's
right
not
there
like,
damn near ruined it for me. I'm just all like, push both of them over the edge right now.
I get it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, because these two were hugging it out before Tommaso got hoofed. At the same time, it would have been like if Beth Phoenix caused the ending of Randy Orton versus Edge. You would have been mad. You'd have been mad as hell. That's how I feel about Gargano and Ciampa.
I would have understood.
I probably wouldn't have been mad if Beth Phoenix
Understand it
interfered.
today, tomorrow.
RKO'd her and brought their daughters into it. Beth
Yeah.
should have done.
I wouldn't
But
have
even
minded if Beth interfered because she would have went out and like power bombed his ass or some shit.
And it would have helped us understand why it took so goddamn long. You know.
As I'm trying to say, even that would make more sense because Beth was part of what ignited this build and feud to this match. While Candice was involved, she never really got too involved in their overall matches until it was over. So by then you're like, what? Where Beth, she was involved prior. She was a big part of the reason Edge wanted to do this in the first place. So Edge, she can actually, I don't know what else to say. She can actually fuck up one of these guys. So you would understand her getting involved. Candice, I don't get it all. I think it just cheapened the whole damn match, the whole damn feud.
I get it, but not from a wrestling perspective.
Does this mean Gargano's a heel again?
Yeah.
Because of the way he won? Does that make him a heel?
No.
It's
No.
Gargano was actually kind of turned heel before all this when Ciampa fought Adam Cole for the NXT title because Gargano came out acting like he was going to help the Blackheart.
Not a heel.
Turned around,
It's him getting payback.
lost him the title, but he didn't get payback over anything. Like, they had already come together as DIY. They were supposed to be on good terms. It was more.
They came back as DIY, but they were always, even then when they were doing, they were always hinting.
It didn't seem like payback.
That they were doing it just to get it. It was payback.
Okay, but they didn't seem to make it out like payback. It seemed more like jealousy. Like Gargano was jealous that Ciampa was going to get a number one contenders match against Finn Balor, so he cost him. He was mad that Ciampa was getting a title shot, so it cost him. He was jealous. He wasn't looking for revenge. He was just jealous because he knows I couldn't win this title until Ciampa went on the shelf. I probably won't be able to win it if he gets it back, so I'll just keep screwing him out of it so that maybe one of these days, because I know I can't beat him. That whole thing with Candace said the same thing. So he's kind of turned on a dime and went heel, and it really didn't make any sense. Like Finn Balor laid him out, then he helped Adam Cole retain the championship. Like you just, none of it made any sense. This didn't make any sense. Edge and Orton. The only question coming from that is like one that Destin posed in our group, which is of course Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. Bang bang. Which was, where does the Blackheart go from here? Like, he lost his title match. He loses to Johnny. What do you do with him?
SmackDown.
That's what I was going to say. That's what makes sense to me. But according to, everything he said and reports, he never wants to leave NXT. But if he doesn't, like, where does he go? Does he fight Keith Lee for the North American title now? Like,
why not? You got to be cycled through, man.
It's
the same thing with AJ. He's being cycled around until it's his turn again.
I'm just trying to think of something that would make sense for him in NXT, because the easiest answer would be basically, let's bring him to SmackDown and let him feud with like Sami Zayn over the Intercontinental title or something like that. That would make sense. Outside of that and North American title, I got nothing. Either one of you got, Wendy, Jose, you guys got any ideas as to like where they could go with the Blackheart at this point?
I mean, I would like to see him called up finally. That would be, and I would like to see what he could do. And the SmackDown, I agree, it might be a good spot for him, especially because they have.
It's not a call up anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more of a sideways move.
Like a lateral promotion.
A jump.
If anything, it's a step down because we all know who's carrying that promotion.
He's the top of NXT, so he'll jump to the mid card or wherever he goes.
Just a small hint: it's not Raw or SmackDown. We know who's carrying that promotion and been before they got on the network. But the more I watch, and he's probably gonna gloat over this, but the more I watch, the more I think Jose is right. I feel like since they came to TV, Vince McMahon has some kind of creative, input or control on NXT. Huh? What'd you say?
Continue. Go on.
No, that's what I'm giving you credit for. I think at this point, I think you're right. I think you're right. Between Rhea and Shayna losing at Mania, and this and a bunch of stuff that just, you look at it and you're like, why? Like, this is not something Triple H would do. And the only answer is because it isn't. So we're kind of vibing as far as that goes, Jose. I can see where you're coming from.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, I come around eventually,
Once NXT went to USA, that's when Vince really got his hands on it. When it was on the network, he wanted nothing to do with it.
That's what I was saying the whole time.
It came to USA, and now Vince is like, ooh, shiny new toy, let me break.
That's where I have to give him credit, because, Jose had said it from the very beginning, maybe the first episode before even Dynamite came on the air was, yeah, Vince has got his hands in this, and we were like, no, and now we're all sitting here like, yeah. Sadly, yeah. So
the fat man was right.
Congratulations!
You're right some of the time.
Congratulations, Hobo Clown. We give you all the props in the world. Again, more crowd noise than any of these shows right here.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Okay. Fair point. I'm looking, and yeah, it's on the board. So, good job, Wendy. I guess with that, we're going to take a spin on this wheel, move on to our next topic. Fuck it. All right, the next topic is a strange yet interesting one, and that's Beast on Blast. I know if you might have seen something posted in group about where Dan Severn, who was the original Beast, if there's an OG, he would be like the OB, but not like that. No getting in the stirrups, just I'm gonna whoop that ass. He came out with a rather lengthy statement about Brock Lesnar, and I don't know if I'm gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna pull it up and give you the gist of it. Sever basically said that Brock and his mouthpiece claim they're the beast incarnate, or whatever they refer to him as. He's acting like he's the first wrestler to hold a belt in UFC and WWE. And then he goes on to say, at one point, I carried the NWA title in and out of a cage and sat it next to my UFC title. Did Brock ever do that? He also goes on to say, Brock has done a total of maybe 9 matches in his entire career. I've done 8 in 1 year while under contract with the WWE as far as UFC goes. So once again, is it really a comparison? Now, looking back on it, I mean, honestly, the question here is like, is he right? Who's the bigger beast between those two?
As far as work ethic goes, that he was talking about being the UFC guy and the wrestler guy, Severn hands down. Because I remember the freaking pay-per-view when he brought that NWA title in the Octagon.
Into the Octagon, yeah.
I remember.
And he, like Shamrock, was one of the original UFC guys, like before even the Octagon, before rules, before anything. It was just get in there and kick the shit out of each other till one of you drops. No weight classes, no nothing. He was doing it then. Then when they switched to the Octagon, he kept on doing it. He won titles, and he did, like you said, and he said, bring both titles to an Octagon at one point while defending his UFC title. It's work ethic, it's track history, and it's nothing against Brock. He's an incredible athlete, incredible two-sport performer. But I got to give it to Dan too. I mean, at this point, you almost wonder if like Brock is going to end up on like Hager level if he wins that AEW title, because Hager could turn around
the title yet.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying there's a possibility that Hager could win that title, and then in May go to Bellator and win another damn title and come back to AEW, with both belts. So he could be closer to Dan Severn than Brock Lesnar ever came. Now, I know he, is a fan of him, so I'm going to go to Jose next, and we're going to save the best for last. What do you think?
I just was that directed towards Brock himself, or was that directed towards WWE?
Both, really.
Yeah.
Because Brock's not the one making those comments; it's WWE making those statements. And
I know, but what he was saying. What he was basically saying was his advocate sits there and says that Brock has done this and that, or Brock is.
That's what he gets paid to do.
But he's speaking on Brock's behalf, so therefore he's speaking for Brock. So Brock might as well be saying this shit. And when it comes down to it, I'm the only one that walked in with a pro wrestling title and a UFC title at an Octagon. Brock tried to do it, but he also brought up that he never failed a drug test, whereas Brock kind of did.
When he tried to do it, Dana wouldn't let him do it.
Otherwise, maybe he would have done the same thing Severn did, but he couldn't. So he said a lot of things. It seems to, but do you believe? Are you on Dan's side with this, or are you still riding with the Beast or Brock? I should say.
No, when who's the Beast? Or it's Dan. Yes.
So Dan would be the beastiest of all beasts that ever beasted.
But Dan's attacking the wrong person. He should be going at WWE because the Brock's not making those statements, and Heyman's not making them statements either. Really, it's Vince.
I know, but if it's going to be put out there on Brock's behalf, he might as well be saying it, and that's what Dan is responding to. And I love that Bruce said "wow" when I said that, because that took me a minute to come up with, like off the top of my head, like not just a hat rack. That's all I'm saying.
There's more in there than just marbles. Gotcha.
Exactly. It's not just a box of rocks up here. There's something going on. Not much, but something. Grandma Wendy, what do you think about all this?
I think my extreme dislike of Bork really taints my opinion on this. Taint.
I laughed at the fact she called it Bork, because that's something that I do all the time, and she picked up on because she thinks it's funny. But taint is hilarious too.
Yeah. Taint. But yeah, no, Dan Severn definitely was a greater champion, had better work ethic, and definitely was more of a beast than Bork himself. And like he said, he didn't have to use special vitamins Rocky callback.
Man, you got to be serious.
And then like it was he himself who did all of this stuff. So yeah, Dan Severn definitely hands down. Boop. Beastie beast.
Now that's all over. She's a taint. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Spinning that wheel. Fuck it, we're not even gonna.
Kids these days won't even know what that's from.
No.
I know. Stupid idea, bad creative. All right, next topic. Over Beavis and Butthead. Look it up, boys and girls. We'll see. Next topic is Brawl for All? Question mark.
Oh man.
Question mark.
Oh man, I love that. I loved that
Now,
episode.
Rumors and latest reports after the latest episode of Dark Side of the Ring came out was that Vince McMahon planned to do another Brawl for All in NXT the exact same way. Just put boxing gloves on people and let them beat the crap out of each other. And if you saw it the first time, if you're old enough like I am, or if you saw that episode of Dark Side of the Ring, you saw what a horrible idea that was.
And Russo, man.
So my question is, could this have possibly worked if it was done again in NXT? Everybody's saying no. For the people on audio podcast platforms, everybody just shook their head no.
Oh, Jesus. No.
Even if they tried, because they had a lot of they had a lot of people at one point who were like MMA background or fighters back. If they tried like putting up an octagon and maybe doing it like that, it still wouldn't have worked. No. So fuck that. I don't even know why he thought that. Well, a lot of times, I mean, this is not the first. It won't be the last time I said this. I don't know why Vince McMahon thought this was a good idea, but it isn't. It just. Anybody
Look, I get rehashing some storylines because it's like, okay, we've gone through the gamut of many. Let's just rehash one. Like, this couple, their wrestler and manager. Let's rehash the she cheated on him story. All right, let's do it for like the third time for this generation or incarnation or whatever. Or we were best friends. Now we're mortal enemies. Okay, rehash that idea. But this one, Brawl for All, just leave it dead and buried 20 feet under. It was bad then. It'll be bad now. It's just trash. It's just shit.
Things again, stupid idea, bad creative. Secondly, every time she gets the hand movement going and she starts shaking that neck, I just think, Latina heat. I couldn't help myself. Bruce.
I think I would rather see another Taboo Tuesday.
Yes.
If you want me to be honest. No. I do think it's a bad idea. Like my final answer is it's a fucking horrible idea.
Horrible.
But at the same time, I kind of would like to see how they would have played. Just listen, because like we were saying, they had a lot of MMA talent and all that stuff. Like, how would have it played out with like a Matt Riddle winning it or
Shayna
something
Baszler.
like that, or a Shayna Baszler?
I get it, but I think
I'm just trying to look at it from a different perspective and try to flip the coin so not everyone's just like, oh no, it fucking sucks, it's stupid. But it is stupid.
That's what everybody needs to do, because then Vince doesn't listen to that side. He listens to the idiot saying, "Oh, that could be cool."
Triple H talked him out of it.
I think
Triple H got demoted also, so he's not really high on Vince's list right now.
Maybe if they had more clear roles that were not mobile like they were last time, maybe if they were more careful with their talent and properly cared for them, there could be a chance that they could make it better. That's the biggest thing. There's a chance that they could make it better, but if they try to play it out like they did the first time, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, I think the overall opinion from this group of hosts, our group on Facebook, and anybody that thought about it, kind of went something like this.
Oh, hell no!
And
That's the fact, Jeff! That's the fact, Jeff!
So, sorry, glad you said something, Game, and Triple H got demoted in two ways. One in WWE, and two because I just jumped his ass in title reigns. Did I say that again?
I still don't understand what his demotion was to.
The game.
I haven't read the article or really nothing. I just heard he got demoted.
I said this to Wendy after the last show, and I'm going to say it again. The game now runs through South Philly. Moving on.
Okay, so no one's going to answer my question?
I'll be honest.
Honestly, I don't really know because, yeah.
What about the game's demotion?
Yeah. What is it?
He's
basically like the JR now, I guess.
He basically got demoted because Vince wanted to sneak in on his show and honestly fuck it up. That's the only way I can think of it. I mean, you know, we're giving credit to Jose here. If you're going to demote Triple H, it means you can come in and start filtering.
Okay. So I found the Wrestling News article. It says a new SEC filing revealed this week that Triple H's new job title is Executive Vice President, Global Talent Strategy and Development. This is considered a demotion by people in the company because his previous job title was the Head of Talent Relations, and he oversaw many departments as EVP of Talent, Live Events, and Creative.
So he's only in charge of the guys.
He was
like the PC Center.
He was.
Yeah.
So Triple H has been moved from his main duties, and now his main role is to deal with NXT, selling NXT TV rights, and overseeing and expanding NXT.
So he has nothing to do with Raw or SmackDown.
In other words, he's been demoted, and now he is on the same level as the other
Heyman.
EPs.
He's basically the Paul Heyman of NXT.
He's no better. He's no better than Cody and the Bucks and Kenny. He's an EVP just like them.
But wasn't that pretty much the same thing he's been doing the whole time?
I think now it's more concentrated on NXT and not so much on everything else.
But he was also in charge of talent relations across the board.
See as much of him showing up on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Unless
telling
everybody
people what to do.
Unless everybody gets stuck in Saudi Arabia again, then they'll give him a call.
Yep.
All right, let's hit this wheel again. That seems like a good place to stop. I'm sorry, Bruce. I was gloating. I missed your question.
Good.
My bad. Elite.
You're fine.
Next time I will be elite.
Watch out, he's gonna hangman you.
Nah. All right, let's hit it. All right, this one.
Frog.
This.
Sorry. I almost had a frog jump on me. My bad. Get the fuck away from me. I'm out.
Later in the show, okay?
Oh man.
Frogs and the raccoons later, not now.
Wildlife, crazy. I feel like the crocodile hunter.
You know, it's like Mama said, you never know what you're gonna get. Life is like a box of chocolate.
And the Tiger King are chilling somewhere. No, okay. Anyway, the next topic could be okay.
Met the Tigers turn straight men gay.
Why are you doing this?
It's true. It's true.
Oh man.
Facts.
Woosah. Okay, let's try this. Take 3.
I'm only on episode 2.
Topic could be good. Could just derail really quickly. The next topic is you're such a fucking punk, and it goes because of this. CM Punk has been quoted all over the place saying that WWE should just shut shit down because there is no energy and no point to doing an empty arena show. So, from that, I thought, what the heck? Keep it or kill it. There is no energy in an empty arena show. Let's start with the high-class one, Bruce.
Keep that shit. There is no energy in empty arena. The one thing that keeps me going back on Wednesday nights is that there's actually people in the crowd.
Okay.
And the show's better.
Awesome!
Now, in that same breath, I'm going to have to turn around and kill it. Because even though technically AEW has a crowd, even when they were backstage and not around ring, they had a great show anyway. WrestleMania was a pretty good show. There were some moments in that had you like, wow, or holy shit, while you were watching. There's energy there. Punk just don't see it because Punk has his head jammed up his ass.
Wow.
I mean, do I need to...
That's the fact, Jeff! That's the fact, Jeff!
Best in the world! All right, we're going to go to Jose next because I heard that.
So I'm going to hit it from the petty side of things and not even go on because there's no crowd or nothing. Fuck CM Cunt. And Vince should do it just because CM Cunt opened his damn mouth in the first place.
Okay.
Mr. I don't care about wrestling. I'm only going to do it because Fox is paying me.
Mm-hmm.
Kiss my ass.
Go home because Vinny bitched. So you're killing it, obviously. My homegirl, Latina Heat. Keep it or kill it.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jose. That's another one that I'm like, fuck that guy. CM Punk, not a big fan. Yeah, no, I think he's wrong. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I'll just kill it.
Killing it. I mean, I see where Bruce is coming from, and
Kill it like he did his WWE career when he decided to walk out and stay home and then bitch and complain when they send him.
Yeah, we all know the history. I mean,
papers in the mail.
He's got it. He's
right,
got
I
it
said
set
it.
up.
I don't care that it was his wedding day. Don't give up.
No, please tell us, how do you really feel?
On my wedding day, I had my job call me, ask me if I'd come in. So I'll have no sympathy for that motherfucker. Like, really? I'm literally standing there in a suit, like, dearly beloved, my phone's going off in my pocket during the goddamn ceremony. No lie. Like, playing some horrible shit, too. Like, because I had some really raunchy ringtones back then. I forgot to put my phone on vibrate. So, like it was an Eazy-E song that was not very friendly in my wedding recording. So
it was Destiny's Child, don't lie.
It was all the single ladies.
Oh fuck no, I hate Destiny's Child. I hate Destiny's Child more than I hate Randy Orton. Let's just put it that way. Now, on that note, I think we're gonna spin the wheel again. Big money! No, I'm playing. Oh, this is actually a cool topic because all right, now Jose wasn't here for this. This was the Evil Evan episode, but the topic is, while we're at it, can we get 2 more wishes? And I say that because on Evil Quarantine, I did the fill in the blank on the wheel where the best possible match for Jericho and Hardy would be, and we all kind of said either Hardy Compound or Final Deletion or Ultimate Deletion, something along those lines, right? Now we find out as of this Wednesday that Matt Hardy has challenged Chris Jericho to an Elite Deletion match. Oh my!
Delete!
I'm down with it. I'm down with it as long as at one point in the match they end up in the Lion's Den.
That would be dope. Well, we were talking about how like
sold.
After Hardy, we were talking about last week when you were
and
at
Cody
work.
Exotic in the background.
But we were talking about last week while you were at work. The Hardy compound has the Lake of Reincarnation. So how cool would it be if like Matt Hardy dunks Chris Jericho, pulls him up, and he's got like the shiny chrome shirt, the top not on, and he's back to Y2J, and then he does it again, and he's got like the scarf and the man panties and the list in his hand, or the lexicon, because I can't say list, or they dunk him again, and he's Lionheart, you know, that kind of shit, like, and so on, so like dunk Matt Hardy, all of a sudden he's version 1 again, you know. Like, it could be an amazing match. I don't see any better way for them to try and get this feud and bring it to that next level type of shit. On top of it, I think Evan said this, but it's going to protect the two of them the way they can kind of just, like, put, crop, paste, you know, edit, delete where they need to, and just put this together and make it look amazing, cinematic. They have so much
tag match.
And I'm hoping one day it will, because this might not be the only one. But
so just because I want Cody to be the tag partner, and
consider
then Cody falls in only halfway, and then it's half American Nightmare and half Stardust.
Could he fall in on that one? Could he fall in on that one side and get rid of the neck tattoo? That'd be dope.
Yes, it'll be that. That'd be Stardust.
Yes!
I want
no
the
coming back from
mustache
that
Cody to
monstrosity.
come back.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Mustache Cody.
Mustache Cody, or like broken Cody with the
Baby
the
Rick Rude. Baby Rick Rude Cody.
There you go. That'd be great. No, that'd be cool too. But that's to be there's going from here. There's so many other options they could do as long as they pull this one off right, and I believe they will because they've got so many people in the background that they could get into, and I'm sure Matt's gonna be willing to get in and help with the setup and the creative and all. And he's done this before amazingly. So like I said, when we said Ultimate Deletion or Hardy Compound would be like the perfect match, and then we hear it, it's like, man, can we get 2 more wishes? Like, can we end coronavirus and all have like $1 billion? Because shit, if we're on fire, give me them wishes, man. Where's Robin Williams in blue skin when I need him?
What if this is how? What if that's how Luchasaurus gets his tail back?
Yo, that would be dope. I would
It's
love
the
it.
lake of reincarnation.
You know I want to
Yeah,
see
would be
Luchasaurus
out.
with his damn tail. He's so upset about that. I want to see that. That needs to happen. AEW, write it down. Right here.
Make a note.
Note that, Tony. and yeah, that was it. So that was very cool. I'm sorry. I'm taking up all the.
If that show wasn't pre-recorded, I would have actually thought that Cody and Tony listened to our podcast the other day when you tagged them on Twitter.
Right? Because we said that in that episode long.
It's just too bad that was pre-recorded and it was already recorded before we said what we said.
So cool if they actually watched the show. They were like, wait a minute, that's a great idea. Matt, come here.
Now, if they come up with a $10 pay-per-view, then we know they're listening.
Yeah.
By the way, Tony, Cody, Bucks, whoever, if you were listening to last week's episode and you decided to go this way, can you just give us like a small shout out on TNT? Like put the thing up on the up on the screen, like at Top Rope WT on Twitter or something. Just something.
Put us on
Like a
Marco.
little
Put us
hashtag
on the
in the
back of
corner.
Marco's shirt. Just put us on the back of his
Bro,
shirt.
you wouldn't be able to read it. It'd be too small.
Can we get
It's like a baby extra small, and you can't read anything.
Got it, guys. On the
He's
other
wearing a
side,
toddler.
on the other side of
Oh, on
Cody's,
the side of Cody's neck.
other side of Cody's neck, TRWT, right
Since
here.
he likes shitty tattoos anyways, right? Yeah.
May as well just
Right, perfect.
complimentary.
And make sure we get no regrets across his neckline.
Yeah,
no
of course.
regrets.
Yes.
All right,
No
let's
regrets.
let's drop it
No
down to
regrets.
man. I mean, I feel like ours would be just as good as what he has. No regrets is like, that man went to college. He can't have regrets on his neck.
You're right. Is MJF scarf level? You're right. He
Right?
must.
What
he
the
must
fuck?
stay above that.
Oh.
What did you fucking say?
Oh.
I said what I said.
Mhm.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Grab the scarf. I love you. I really do. I'm sorry. I'll take, let me pull myself together. Bruce, if you can goose off for a second. Rona. No, I'm playing. If you had 2 more wishes, because we got 1, what would those 2 wishes be?
Oh, wow.
Be anything.
Doesn't have to be wrestling.
Nah, because even I said get rid of coronavirus and give us $1 billion.
Nah, here it is. Because we're a wrestling show, I'm going to keep it wrestling. Just so we have topic and content. Because this is a wrestling show. It's not all movies and shit talking. We do actually talk about what we want to talk about.
Of course we did. Fun. Man, he's got to think.
I do. Why don't you come back to me? No,
All right.
no,
I got
no,
one.
no,
I got
no,
one.
no.
Do you have like 2 wishes that you could put on top of what we already got? Oh, holy shit! She said it.
Dude, this
Really?
is.
I have my one. And I shared it with you earlier, Dom.
Okay, go ahead.
It's a brilliant genius.
This
I
might
don't
take-
even know.
Brilliant.
I don't even know where it came from. And so I'll have to post
She
it.
woke
because
up like, oh,
yeah, I woke up and I was like, holy crap, it's genius. It has to
have
happen.
another
Okay.
strong
So-
premonition.
So today's depression nap, I had a wonderful dream. It comes with a picture, and I'll post it on the page with an explanation. But okay, so I had a dream that they had this match, right? And this match needs to come true. AEW needs to do this because this is where it has to happen because that's where it happened in my dream. So in the ring, there's 2 sides, it's all heels, and the other 2, it's all faces, but they're on the apron, right? So boop, there's my picture, right?
Funny, man.
And so it starts off, it's like, so in my dream, it was like a 60-minute time limit, right? And it's basically like the line, there's 2 people in the ring, and they have 5 minutes to defeat one another. And
I'm
so-
the non-Spanish god.
So they have 5 minutes to pin or submit their opponent, right? If it's accomplished, then the winner stays in the ring and the loser goes to the end of the line and then the new guy comes in, right? If there's no pin or submission, they both have to leave, go back to the end of the line, and then two new people come in. Whoever has the most wins at the end of the time limit wins the overall fight.
I'm sorry, I wasn't. I was paying attention.
I like
but she
that.
explained all
I
this
like
to
that.
me, Messenger.
Right?
I figured I might as well
Basically,
be like the
it's like a round robin.
It's
yes,
like
yes,
it's like an ultimate Iron Man match. Because
Right?
basically, just you got time, and you got 5 people here, 5 people there, and whoever scores the most pinfalls between the two sides gets the win. So it's like an ultimate
No,
Iron
okay.
Man.
Is it sides or is it whoever one single person? Whoever gets the
just one single person, and it's like
and
so
okay, and they can have a title on the
it's
line.
two.
Yeah.
If you want to, I don't care. Either way, I don't know what the purpose of this was in my dream, but that's how it was. And it was 2 people in the ring, and then whoever won stayed. Whoever lost had to go to the end of that line. And like it was great. I woke up and I was like, this needs to fucking happen. And in my dream,
I love that.
they were all standing on the apron, and it was like corner to corner, like just dudes all around the whole thing. There was not a single empty space.
No,
And it was just like boom, 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 boom.
Okay,
I love the idea. I just
the whole-
decided to be
okay.
the
I like
Italian god because she had already explained this to me, and I was like, "Holy shit, that's amazing!" So I figured at Top Rope WT, at Top Rope Wrestling on Facebook. Penelope
that, I
Ford,
like that,
hit
I
me
like
up.
It's not my idea. I woke up and I was like, AEW.
Your
needs to
idea
do
will
this.
please everybody. My idea will probably piss everybody off.
True.
Brucey, you look confused. Do you have a
No,
question?
no fucking confusion. I love it. I'm just trying to think of ways to improve it or
Right,
possibly
right.
We
Because
put it
here's
in
the-
a steel cage, and we
no,
put it in.
no steel cage.
Put the
No steel
title,
cage.
throw a title in there.
Will you let me fucking talk?
Legend.
Sorry.
So you can do the 20 men because there's 5 guys on each side.
No. In my dream, it wasn't 5 guys. It was literally just the whole ass thing covered in dudes.
Oh, because
You
there
fit
was
from-
no space.
You fit 5 guys from ring post to ring post. So
Right.
it'd be 20
5,
men
10, 10. Okay, perfect. Okay.
or 22 because you got 2 in the ring.
Yeah.
Give them numbers. Like they're out there, have numbers, and almost like once someone gets pinned, have like a lottery board,
like the old
like
world
come up, and then a number will
okay,
pop
yeah.
up.
balls,
So
and
the
they
way
pick
it
like,
happened in my dream, it was a line, and there were
Yeah.
like the end of it and the beginning of it. And if you lost, your ass just went to the end of the line, and the next guy came in, and then
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
kept
yeah.
going like that.
it's a great idea. At least I think. I
No,
just
it
heard it.
is.
I had to go Italian God on y'all. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful or nothing. I just want to let people on our YouTube channel see, like, this is where we are. Yeah, Penelope Ford, hit me up.
That would be sick.
You could be the new South Philly shorty. Hit me up.
But then when I woke up, like the 3 things I had was 1, would 60 minutes be enough time? 2, what's the purpose of this match? And 3, who would be in it?
Okay, now you're overthinking it because it was a beautiful idea, and now you're just messing it up with thoughts.
Everyone,
Well,
because it's
did-
awesome. And what was the other one?
What's the
60
purpose of
minutes
this
enough?
match? Oh, would
Because
60
it's
minutes
awesome.
Okay, is 60 minutes enough time?
Hell yeah.
Maybe.
Because it would be like a scramble for those victories. They would be fighting harder because they only had so much time in ring, and then people would have to be jumping in and out when somebody lost. So people would be like fighting each other just to get in the ring for a chance to get the win. So it would be amazing if you kept it at 60 minutes because it's like now with 20 people, you may get 3 minutes apiece if you're lucky. So get your ass.
Okay.
And
People
you're
just-
trying to get the
Yeah.
most wins. Like the point
We
of
got
it is
all
to
that.
get the most wins.
One of the most important parts. Now that we know it's you want it in AEW, who's calling it?
Who's calling the match?
Taz.
Taz and JR.
Taz JR. That was
Yes.
that's gonna be me.
And Golden Boy if they ever let him get behind the table.
Right. Shout out to Golden Boy. We miss you. But if he's not in the match, I want it to be Taz and Y2J.
Ooh.
Like,
Yes.
go off on that shit. Like between Taz's like technical wizardry and Jericho's just like ability to
Or
laugh your ass over nothing.
Jericho just pulls like a Booker, Jerry the King Lawler move from the Royal Rumble,
Oh, and he
and
pulls
he calls it until it's his time to go in.
he's got the rest of the gear underneath and he runs in the ring. That'd be cool, dude. See,
Like
this is-
everybody's sitting there, and there's all like the hillside, right?
by the way,
Where's the last guy? Where's the last guy? Jericho's for like weeks has told everybody, I'm not in it. I'm not in it. I'm above this. Jericho's the last guy.
This is the most important part of this entire segment. The proceeding is all copyrighted and patented by Top Rope Wrestling Talk. Hit us up if you want the idea. We'll start negotiations, baby. See, I'm your advocate now. I'm thinking money. I'm like, yes, let's get paid. No, that's great. All right, Bruce, have you had time to think about any of your wishes? Because I think Wendy's takes up at least 2.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I mean, honestly, like in the wrestling world, like I would like to see WWE just be where they should be.
Yes.
As far as like putting on a show, putting on a product, and stuff like that.
Actually,
I mean, not like they were in the 90s, but I mean, the popularity of it. Because I mean, you look at the shows back in the day, and there were people going nuts and going crazy for it.
So
in
other words,
shit.
You're hoping AEW can get big enough that they will kind of spark that war and the creative juices in the main brand of WWE to bring them back to where they were in like that feud with Nitro, where they were just coming up with ideas, throwing new people in there and giving new people titles, like making things fresh, trying to battle, when now they're just kind of sitting around. They've been stagnant for like 20 years, and it shows. So I get what you're saying. I think we're here because we're elite.
and my second one is put the AEW title on MJF.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
If there is a God,
please, God. I want some more. All right, that turned into a very deep category. I thought we were just gonna hit that and roll along, but man,
no, there was no hitting and quitting. She stuck around for a little while.
We stuck around. There was foreplay. There was everything. We might even touch the taint. Sorry, I had to bring it back up. Okay, spinning the wheel. All right, well, not ironically yet, because we actually hit. The next topic is hashtag search for Spears. Now, I know you guys saw it, but if you do follow us at Top Rope WT, or you're a member of Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook, you saw a video that I posted, a video that was submitted to Shawn Spears. A video by a man none other than the Neon Ninja himself. The aerial arsonist Facade. Asking, submitting, looking to be All Elite and Shawn Spears' tag team partner. Keep it or kill it. The search is over. Jose, I know you love the guy as much as I do.
Bro, keep that shit.
Fuck you.
That would be awesome, bro. That's all
that was
I gotta
perfect.
say. That would be amazing.
Yes, I am keeping that shit too. I don't think there's a better fit because everybody bitches about AEW and flips and flops and everything else. Nobody else is the antithesis of that, like the Neon Ninja. And I love him. He's amazing. Get Danny Motu, bring her with you. Definitely keep that shit.
Awesome!
Moving on to Brucey. Keep it or kill it.
He just doesn't fit with Spears. He fits with the hybrid 2 is where he needs to be.
But there's no search for the hybrid 2.
I know. Will you let me finish?
I'm sorry. I thought you were done. Go ahead, man.
No. No, I'm saying that's where I would like him to be.
Yes.
But, yeah, hell yeah, keep that. I'd love to see him in a tag team with Spears, just on AEW, period.
Thank God.
Even if that leads to him joining up with the hybrid 2.
Okay, let me hit you.
Awesome!
I thought you were going to say kill it, and I was about to pull a you and be like, you shut your whore mouth. You know what? We're talking about AEW, shut your ass. But yeah, I totally agree. And just because he comes in as Shawn Spears' tag team partner doesn't mean he has to stay. Shawn Spears tag team partner. Like maybe there's a swerve, maybe Spears turns on him, maybe he turns on Spears, and they have a nice little feud. That would be cool too. Grandma Wendy, please finish up the category. Keep it or kill it.
We'll keep it.
Awesome!
And since yeah, I hear you. No, you need a break. And since Evil Evan loved it so much and still loves it, we all agreed. So
that's hot. That's hot.
We see you, dude. All right, now that we got that out of the way, I am going to spin this wheel one more time. Man, there's a lot of AEW on this wheel. The topic is Ski Vaughn. How
educated feet.
How amazing was the GOAT himself, Chris Jericho, at the table last night?
Absolute brilliance.
Amazing.
Oh yes.
You know, at one point in his career someplace else, he used to say, I'm the GOAT at everything I do. If Judas didn't prove it, if Talk is Jericho doesn't prove it, last night at the table did. God damn, he was amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
The thing that I thought, he talked about having a possum problem, and immediately I thought, man, one of us here can relate because he has a possum problem. Bruce has a raccoon problem.
And now a frog problem.
Now a frog problem.
He got a wildlife problem.
They're both kind of like big ass rabid rodents who could fuck you up, and any minute now one of them could pop out on Bruce.
Bruce Exotic over there.
Paranoid. Look at there. Hello. It'd be so funny if you heard some little like raccoon noise. You're like, shh, call.
That's fucked up.
Bruce, run!
Raccoons
next
actually
week.
hiss.
Well, I mean, what?
Raccoons, they can hiss, and it's very scary.
Yes.
I was throwing trash out one night, and I almost hit a raccoon, and they're like, huh! I was like, oh my god! I freaked out, left my trash, like ran. I was like, fuck that raccoon!
Fuck your shit!
Fun fact, raccoons can hiss.
Yeah, they can. It's scary.
No, I mean the whole thing, like everything he was talking about. We were talking about before the show how when Sheeta came out, then where she was from, and I'm sorry, I can't remember. No disrespect, but when he said when they announced it, Chris Jericho asked old Ski Vaughn at the table, "Have you ever been there?" And he said, "No, I can't say that I have." And Jericho's response was great. It was so heel. It was so perfect. He was just like, "Yeah, I've been there, and it sucks."
It was great. Like, oh my god.
Oh god! And the whole point where Britt Baker was bleeding, Jericho said something like, "Well, she knocked out a teeth. At least Britt can fix it."
So, I'm glad you brought that up. As much as Jericho was talking up Britt Baker in that match,
He was
about how awesome she is, how badass she is, all of this stuff, and basically saying how good of a heel she is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll get that female member in Britt Baker in the inner circle?
God, hope not.
That's what you were leading us into. Now I see.
Yeah.
I would hope we do get a female member. I would kind of personally hope it's not Britt Baker.
I would hope Jericho is smart enough not to let them do that to his faction.
What if it's him because he wants to lift her up and teach her and bring her career up?
Okay, now that would make
That's where I was gonna go with
He
it.
can
Just
do that
like he did for
without
Sammy.
putting her in the faction. He can
Oh,
do
no,
that without
absolutely,
making us
but-
suffer.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I love about Jericho in AEW is he seems to put anybody over that he possibly can, whether it be Jungle Jack or Darby Allin, most of his opponents. Even when he's on the mic, he's just talking up Britt Baker and trying to make her sound so good. And in a ring, she's not bad, but shut the fuck up.
But Jericho's just the person to pair her up, though, to get her better on the mic.
But
I agree.
and not only that, if she were to stand behind him as part of the inner circle, and he were to speak for her, kind of like a Heyman, but wrestler anyway, great wrestler, greatest of all time. if he were to do that, I could see Britt, kind of jumping into that upper echelon because she wouldn't have to give any more of these promos until she learned, and she could put on damn good matches like she did last night with Sheeta. So it would definitely make her stock rise, and she would probably learn from the feet of the best. I mean, there's no other way that I can put it. So it does seem like a great fit. I just personally, I'd hope she would. I hope they do. It's not her. I don't care. I mean, he seems to have a pretty good relationship with Nyla. Put her in.
I mean, like,
from him like a month.
As horrible as she is on the mic, you would think Adam Cole would be like, "Listen, bitch, I'm taking you to promo class.
Right, we're going to promo school.
We're going to the garage. We're doing promo school.
Right, so
let's go.
It's promo school time." Because he's so fantastic on the mic, and she's so goddamn awful. It's like, did he suck all the promo skills out of her before he let her go to AEW? I don't even know how that happens, but it did. Yeah, it was wonderful to have Jericho at the table. No disrespect to Cody, because I love you, but he ran circles around you in one night. One goddamn night. More entertaining.
His 3 weeks. 10 minutes. His first 10 minutes on that table were far more entertaining than Cody's 2-3 weeks.
Exactly. Now, as far as I'm concerned, Cody, stick to what you do, because for an announcer, you're a hell of a wrestler, and you put on a damn good match with Shawn Spears in the first round.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a great match.
I almost wanted to bring up so I could hit this.
'Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite.
I'll find a way to put it in. I don't care.
And I think I might be right. I think it's going to lead to Cody versus Dustin for the TNT Championship.
I'm still going with Cody versus Archer in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
That was my pick.
It's been set up so much.
Anybody being able to get by Archer.
Marco and all that, I'm not with Archer. They ruined it.
Oh, I'm totally with Archer. That's like saying I'm not with Bam Bam Bigelow because he crushed Spike Dudley in ECW. I was like, do it again.
but not as your debut match in AEW.
I get it, but at the same time, you can see the comparison. And
then he doesn't talk. Jake does all the talking for him. So I was like, bro, what do you do, Lance?
I love
in AEW. In AEW, but this is not WWE.
But there's a reason they let Jake do all the talking, is because even to this very day, like back when he was a wrestler, cut some of the greatest promos ever. Even now, cuts a damn good promo. Like, let him go, let him do it. He's got to do something. He's there.
Brock has the accomplishments to back up not doing shit.
That's true. That's true, but Jake has the accomplishments and experience under his belt where if he wants to cut a promo, but if he wants to cut a promo about a man he's managing, you just sit back and roll cameras, let's do it. Because Jake
but then your man has only fought Marco Stunt.
No, he does nothing
So far, yes.
I guess wasn't it?
He's got Colt Cabana coming up.
That's what I was getting ready to get into.
That's going to be the real test. And if he gets by that, I don't see anybody stopping Archer. Because Colt is an experienced veteran. He can come up with the sneak on damn near anyone, and we know it. So if Archer dominates Colt Cabana, he's probably just going to mow through everybody else.
I hope Colt Cabana pulled a dick move and he ends up winning. I hope he's the one who wins. Just teach Lance a lesson. Lance needs to open his mouth and not let them run show all over his crap.
That's one opinion.
He was better in New Japan than he is in AEW right now.
Well, yeah, because he's
just starting in AEW.
Give him a minute. But, it's one opinion. It's not the popular one, but it's one opinion.
I gave him a minute, and they had him come out against Marco Stunt. His minute's over.
Okay, and then he's going to have Colt Cabana coming up. It was his first match. Of course, they're going to let him squash somebody to show you how big and bad he is. And then he's going to...
That doesn't show you how big and bad he is when the dude is the size of a little kid.
It certainly looked like it when you had like two little kids in the ring for Braun Strowman. It certainly looked like it, because that's the same thing they were doing.
Like I told Bruce, this isn't WWE, this is AEW, and they've said they don't want to be like WWE. Yet they keep showing us the opposite.
That's not the point. Is it's something that they do in wrestling across the board. It's not like they just do it in WWE and AEW. They do it in TNA, MLW, New Japan, everywhere. It's a wrestling thing. It's not a WWE thing. People little guys get squashed by big men all the time to show you, oh, don't mess with this dude. It
But
happens all over the place.
like
It's like
Marco,
a foundation of wrestling.
Also, Marco has Marco has the reputation of being fearless and just going into shit balls to the wall and not really caring. So it kind of like helped boost him up a little bit as well as being the kid who will be like, "Fuck it, let's party," you know. And it's like it in a weird way it kind of worked for me because it was like Marco, he may be tiny as fuck, but he's got a set on him. And he's willing to go toe to toe, and he didn't run away from Archer. He didn't try to like hide or anything like that. And it was like, if this little dude is going up against him, like, what's next, really?
And he's even showed that at AEW. Like, he didn't shy away from the Butcher. He didn't try to shy away from guys like Wardlow. He hasn't tried to shy away from guys like Hager. You know, he hasn't shied away from anybody. He'll take anyone on. He thinks, you know, fuck it, what do I got to lose? And he goes after these people kind of the way Spike Dudley used to back in, like, ECW.
So
he would go after
him up that way. Absolutely.
He would go after Mike Awesome. He would go after guys who could destroy him. And every now and then, he would actually win. He was known as the Giant Killer in ECW for a while.
And so, having Archer,
like, guys, they might be small, but they're fearless, too.
And having Archer in there with him, like, it may not have been the best of looks, but it was, you know, it was fairly decent, and it kind of helped set him up as like a complete, maybe not a complete beast, maybe a little bit more of a child abuser, but it didn't set it wasn't like the worst start, if you ask me. And it's like, one of those like, if you want to come at me, and I'll put you in your fucking place.
To be brutally honest,
I thought of when I saw it was the Avenger meme where the Hulk is slamming Loki back and forth.
Can we just talk about, like, you know, Jose, you said AEW doesn't want to be like WWE, and they haven't in a sense. It's only been like the last 3 episodes of Dynamite that we've actually seen a squash match. Right. Go all the way back to last year. They just started doing that with Brody and with Archer.
Yeah.
They've had squash matches, okay? Before that, there wasn't any.
Oh yeah, there's been a lot recently, especially even like Wardlow on Dark or something, because they've been bringing guys in to try to fill in spaces and give them, you know, opportunities, but they basically go out and get the crap kicked out of them. You know, but before that, before all the circumstances and empty arenas and all that, there really weren't a whole lot of squash matches in AEW. There just wasn't. So I do see your point, Bruce. I mean, it's hard to deny. Wow, and a hush goes over the crowd.
Archer's still going to be good. He's going to be just fine.
We had an empty arena moment there for a minute.
We did.
You could hear the crickets in the background like I do now. But yeah, we have one more topic, but it's because we even got Grandma's Dream match in, and it's a little lengthy. I don't know if we should go into it or not.
What the fuck is it?
All right. Well, the topic is hashtag Mullet Club, okay. And if you recall, when we brought up Brian Pillman Jr.'s mullet and we put him against, you know, Eddie Guerrero and some of the best, that we said Brian Pillman Jr. basically had the best mullet of all time. There were a lot.
I wasn't a part of that. I would like to know how the hell y'all agreed that it was better than Eddie Guerrero.
Because when he became Latino Heat and he got popular and he got over, what did he do? He cut that shit.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
That's why.
So what if Brian Pillman Jr. cuts it?
Then he will be taken down.
Cut it has nothing to
do. Then it goes to
and we will appoint a new best mullet in pro wrestling. But until that day, Eddie loses points because when he got over and he got internationally known on a WWE stage holding the WWE Championship, he cut it. If he would have kept it, greatest of all time. It's just that simple. Now, from there, of course, Evan added a nomination. Everybody pretty much did. Like Bruce said Magnum TA. I said Sid Vicious. We brought up Scott Steiner. We brought up a bunch. Well.
Oh yeah, Crush. Yeah.
Yeah, Evan nominated Crush. I even threw in Greg the Hammer Valentine.
He had such a sweet mullet.
He had
He
an
did.
amazing
Even the
mullet.
honky tonk man.
He did.
Yeah, but his was more the Elvis coif than an actual
Yeah.
mullet. It was more the slickster look. I can't really get him in there. Maybe honorable mention later down the line. But that
On the page, I harkened back to Papa Pillman. He had a
Yes.
mullet back in the day.
Yes.
He did.
no, that was the point. It got people in our Facebook group to start talking, especially when Evan brought up the fact that we should have a wrestling mullet Hall of Fame, like we brought up on his episode, and he renominated Crush, and people from there just started to go crazy. So I wanted to go through some of these people that our group nominated and see if they actually make the cut on the first ballot. The first one Jay brought up was Barry Horowitz, who had the crazy Billy Ray Cyrus mullet, like it came down over his chest and everything. Like I think Billy Ray Cyrus got it from Barry Horowitz because he came first. Now, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh yes.
I'd say so.
Yes. I don't even think Jose knows who that is.
He was the jobber that used to pat himself on the back. He had the handprint
Yeah.
on the vest, and he would go like this.
Jose's too young.
Okay, 3 out of 4 say yes. That's close enough. Now Dave and group actually came back with his own meme of the Mullet Club, like Bullet Club of mullet,
Yes.
and he gave us a bunch. So we're gonna go lightning round. Crush was already nominated. We said yes. Shawn Michaels, Heartbreak Kid, early era.
Was that really a mullet?
Rockers. The
Oh
Rockers.
yeah,
That-
when he first started. Yeah,
that
that was
was the
definitely
mullet,
when he was with the
yes.
Rockers.
If
With
you
his,
look at
it
with Marty
shaved on the
Jannetty,
side?
because it was
'Cause a
like
mullet is when it's
If-
shaved
like-
on the
Yes,
side.
if you look at the picture of the Mullet Club meme in group under Evan's post, you'll see Shawn Michaels, and it is most certainly a mullet. It's shaved here,
Mhm.
and then it's business in the front, total party in the rear. It's a classic.
yeah.
Yay,
Go back to Smoky Mountain.
Yep.
that too.
Yeah,
Yay
good
or
one.
nay?
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's unanimous. Eddie Guerrero, of course.
That's
Of course,
hell
He's
yeah.
yeah.
gonna be first ballot just because he doesn't have the best.
I'll punch somebody in the throat that say no.
Now, I know Wendy brought up Ricky Morton, and he's on here. I'd say yes to that.
You say
guys?
the Rock and Roll Express. Period.
Yeah, the Rock and Roll
Both
Express.
of them,
Yeah.
really. Except, like, Robert Gibson had, like, the crazy... If you remember that Canadian show that was kind of like Saturday Night Live, the dude had, like, the crazy parted mullet. It's kind of the same thing. I think that show was called SCU, too, but I can't remember. It's been so long. But it was still a mullet, and I'll give it to both of them if you want. Rock and Roll Express, yay or nay?
Yeah.
I say yay.
Okay, yay. Jose abstains?
I said yay.
Oh, my bad. Okay, it's unanimous. Diesel.
No.
No?
No.
All right, Wendy. Original Diesel.
Big Daddy Cool.
'Cause he and Sean had matching mullets for a while when they were rolling
That's
together.
true. That's true.
I'd say
wanted
yay.
Yay. Like it wasn't the worst. Yeah.
All right, it comes down to Jose. Yay or nay?
No.
Ooh, we're gonna have to put this one in the group
Ooh.
then.
Hold
Split.
on. Hey Jose, my Jose. Diesel, should he be in the
Put-
Mullet Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I mean, movies.
Well, no, we're talking about like the mullet. Would
Big
you say
Daddy
he had a
Cool.
mullet?
Yeah, he kept it for movies. He was in.
My Jose says
Just-
yes. He had the mullet. He kept it for movies. He had it
Okay,
for a
just
long
because
time.
he has a mullet doesn't mean he should be in it.
But it was
doesn't mean he should be in the Hall of
It
Fame
was
for
a
a ballot.
glorious. At least he's a nomination. He doesn't
Hmm?
automatically get into the Hall of Fame. None of these guys automatically get in, but they're nominated.
Well, Eddie automatically
Caesar
gets in. I
Ramon
don't
had a
care what
mullet
anybody
too,
says.
didn't he?
Guys, we might do a whole episode where we bring up like votes in group and we talk this out and we come up with like first class. It doesn't mean these guys won't get in, but we're talking first class, okay?
If
So
Eddie gets in, I don't care what I gotta do.
Crush
I don't
was
care who I gotta
He's
hit.
gonna suck dick to get Eddie in the Hall of Fame.
oh, he's got to be first ballot or we riot. Now Crush was already nominated by Evan and we agreed with that. I don't know if Jose does, but that's at least 4 people right there. So we'll put him in. We'll put him in. ECW or early New Japan Mike Awesome with like the spiky mullet. I'd say yes because I'm looking at it and it's fabulous. It really.
I mean, hell, if we're gonna say yes to Kevin Nash, might as well say yes to Mikey.
Okay, we got a yay from him. Wendy.
Mm, mm,
Oh, she's thinking hard.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Looking at it. Yeah. Yeah.
How is it? What if everyone just says yes to everything? It doesn't even make it fun.
That's what I'm.
I mean, looking at his mullet comparatively to
We still
Diesel.
have guys. We already have to vote on one, but we still have plenty of mullets to go. Trust me, there's a lot of comments. How about, because a few people nominated them individually and as a team? How about the Nasty Boys? Brian
As a
Sags
unit.
and Knobs.
Knobs and Sags.
Knobs and Sags, baby. They had those totally shaved, like my hair on the side, and then they had
They
the
had
crazy,
total
true,
punk rock mullet.
they had like
It was
real
like
deal Mad Max mullets.
It was like a flat top mullet.
Let's just say
it's really
Nasty
punk rock.
Boys as a whole. Do we put them in or on the ballot?
I kind of think we
Absolutely.
got to.
We got to.
Okay,
But yeah.
Wendy, you agree?
Absolutely.
All right, now on to my nomination, which just for style and unique qualities, Sid Vicious. He had the crazy blonde, Jerry curled mullet that he shaved completely on the sides, and then the rest was just Soul Glow bleach blonde.
It really was.
Just let your soul glow.
The curls.
First, I'm
everywhere.
gonna say yes. Wendy, what do you think?
I'm more likely to give it to him than to Diesel because Diesel's out like he grew his out. Like I was thinking about Diesel. Sorry, I started to look at his pictures. His grew out to like real lovely locks, and it just kind of like went away. Whereas Sid Vicious always kept it
the entire time. He may have it
Oh,
today. You know what I'm saying? So
Google
I'd
machine.
put him on the ballot for sure. Wendy, you say yes?
I agree.
Okay, Brucey, what do you think?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Jose.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Now I don't think this is even up for debate, but he's in here. The man we said has the greatest mullet in pro wrestling history, Brian Pillman Jr. How about this? Pillman and Senior. Do they both go
Yes.
in? One or the other. I say both.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I have the question. Because
Okay.
I can't remember. I can't recall. It's been 30-something years since the man's been in professional wrestling. Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes. That was one of my nominations in the original. So we're going to get to him. He had a crazy mullet back in WCW. Like hardcore shaved mullet.
So
And
I
when
say
he got
yes
to WWE.
to Brian
he
Pillman
flooded.
Jr. being nominated, but I don't agree with him having the best in pro wrestling.
You wouldn't.
Diamond Dallas Page takes the cake on that one, baby.
I don't agree with you, Bobby.
Well,
That's the thing.
you know
DDP,
what
DDP
Hank
is another
always
guy.
says. Something ain't right with that, boy.
As much as I liked it, DDP is another guy who, when he got to WWE, he cut the mullet. So I kind of got to take away some brownie points for that one. But Pillman Jr., I say yes. Pillman Sr., I say yes. Wendy, what say you?
I agree.
And how about DDP? You want to put him in too?
Might as well.
All right. Again, we'll have like the group vote on this, and we'll knock it down. They may not say DDP belongs. We never know.
Quick
Okay,
update.
we covered the Rock Express. Oh, this next one is a good one because it's the first female nomination.
Oh, I've been waiting for a female.
Evil Evan nominated Luna Vachon.
Yes. Hands down.
Yes.
It's a hell yes from me too. That's
Absolutely.
pretty easy. We're just gonna leave it at that. Yes, Luna Vachon gets in. Papa Pillman, we talked about. Scott Steiner. Early.
Yes.
Yeah,
Steiner Brothers, Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Speak mullet.
Yeah.
Only thing about it that I will give him a little less credit for is he didn't shave the sides. He let it flow freely, but then he spiked, like poofed up the top, so it was still a mullet, but it had sides. So does that really take away from his place on the ballot, or should we just let him in?
Wendy's looking it up right now.
Oh, wait, I was looking up Lex Luger actually.
Lex Luger had a mullet. He doesn't now, but he had a mullet.
He had a mullet, but it wasn't that great. It was really flat.
I was going to say I'd take it out, one, because it wasn't that great, and two, it was Lex Luger, and fuck you. What you did to Miss Elizabeth is atrocious. Fuck you, you're never getting in.
But I think overall, like mullet, Billy Ray Cyrus has to go at the top.
He's not a wrestler.
Doesn't matter. This is about mullets, sir.
We're
This
talking
is about wrestling mullet.
early Scotty here. Do you want to put
I
him
would
in?
do
Or...
history. If I find any kind of anything of him ever showing up in any kind of wrestling ring, then he gets counted. I will look it up.
Okay, Donald Trump showed up in a wrestling ring. It doesn't mean I'm going to put his evil squirrel in the fucking Mullet Hall of Fame.
We're talking about real hair. We're not talking about hair that will fly off when the wind
then
blows.
that means I'm gonna nominate Toby Keith.
Oh God, no!
Jesus, we're really
By
going.
all means, nominate
All right,
Toby.
can we stick to what we have, because we have so many, like Scott Steiner. I say yes, even though that side. Wendy, do you say yes?
It was a good mullet, though. It had like it was coiffed and poofed and majestic.
Brucey?
Of course, I'm the one that posted it in group.
Oh yes, you did. I'm sorry, my bad. Jose, we never got an answer on Scott Steiner. Scott.
Yeah. Let him in. Let him in.
Right now,
Steiner.
Bruce's
Brutus
not
the Barber Beefcake, y'all.
Oh.
All right. We'll add, but hold up, I still got more.
All right, I don't think we're gonna get through this whole list.
Now we're on to Bruce's nomination from the show, Magnum TA, who we kind of gave an honorable mention to on the show, but does he belong on the ballot? And if you ask me, I'm gonna say hell yes.
See that fucking mullet? That thing is fucking
I'll be
amazing.
And Jose reminded me of it. Magnum TA's mullet is probably where DDP got his mullet coming into WCW. They're almost exactly the same. So if we're gonna put one, we gotta put the other.
Yep,
Magnum TA gets in for me. I'm sure he does for Bruce, since Bruce brought him in.
Absolutely.
And you say yes?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Unanimous. Magnum TA is going on the ballot. Cool. The next one we have is my dude, my representative, Tonka, baby, with that was a mullet. That was just straight up slick back down his back, like
he still got a mullet.
He still does. Still rocks the war paint and the tomahawk. I saw him not about a year ago, and I was like, damn, like you look good for an old dude. I want to be like the Tonka when I grow up. Still. So I'm putting him in, but Bruce, would you say?
Absolutely, and I want to put Owen Hart in too.
All right, we'll get there. Everybody says yes, or do we have objections, or does everybody say yes?
Yes.
Everybody says yes. Okay, moving on. Nasty Boys again. You're not gonna believe this, y'all. We covered the list in group, and it was a long list. Owen Hart. I would probably say yes.
Coco Beware Owen Hart.
Yeah, I would probably say yes
Not
too. I was gonna say, the only thing that got me with Owen Hart was he slicked it down and he made it like really business. And then it was semi-party, but it was still slicked down in the back. Like if he would have just let that shit go free and slicked down the top, it would have been a much better mullet. So I'm on the fence. Let me decide. Bruce is obviously a yes. Wendy, what do you think about Owen Hart?
I say yes. It was a beautiful golden mullet. I say yes.
Okay, Jose, what do you think?
Of course.
All right. I'll go with it then.
Of course. It's Owen.
How about did I don't know. No, he might not have had one when he was younger. I was gonna say, did Jeff Jarrett technically have a mullet back in the day?
Yes, he did.
GEFF.
That's who I was looking up. That's kind of weird.
Ain't I great? Should we?
I'd like to add another one. The Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, baby.
Oh, I missed that one on the rundown. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Yes, the Mouth of the South would have to go in my opinion.
Yes, baby, of course.
That's two. Anybody object?
Nope.
No all right, keep going too. I gotta write these down. There was one more. Early Jerry the King Lawler. Remember? He had the part, and then he had the locks coming down and shaved along the sides back in the day, like Memphis territory and down in Texas. And,
Andy Kaufman.
WCW. Ooh. How about both?
Yeah.
Do we say yes to both?
Yes.
All right. We got a crazy list going, y'all. We're gonna have so many people for our group.
I got one for honorary mentions. Jeff Hardy, early Jeff Hardy.
You know what? You're right. I couldn't think. No, Jeff had the slick back hair, and then he shaved
on the side,
and then he had it
kind of like his was. It wasn't really a mullet because it was shaved underneath all the way around.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true.
He did cut out some of the.
It was a skater cut.
Yeah, that wasn't really
Yeah,
a
because I had
no.
that haircut back in the day.
Yeah.
And by
If
back in the day, I
any,
mean like 4 years ago.
if anything, back in the day, Matt Hardy had more of a mullet than Jeff Hardy
But it's not really a mullet.
because he just shaved the sides. He didn't go around the back, and then he just gave the wet look and let the hair come down his back. But he had more of a mullet. I'd have to look that one up. But as far as I remember, he had more of a mullet than Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy kind of had.
I'm talking about like early, like coming out in like dark matches with like Ramon and all of them, like the Plaid Hardy
Oh,
Boys.
oh shit! Speaking of Ramon, that just reminded me of somebody else. The 1-2-3 Kid
Oh yeah.
and Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon's wasn't a mullet. His was long and slicked back on the
Yeah, but
sides.
even
and
now,
top.
even now, he shaved that shit, but he still got the slick back and going down it. Like he's got a mullet today. And
Well,
once
We have to
yes.
be careful
and
about
1-2-3
mullets, though.
Kid,
We have to be
1-2-3
careful with some
Kid
of
had
these,
a
though.
mullet
Like
like nobody's business.
saying that, like Scott Hall now, he does not have a mullet now. It's like all universally long. So we have to bear in mind, like, what is mullet? Short in front, long
Yeah.
in back. And if you slick it,
And
and it's
the
like
shaved
all
on the side. You got to remember the shaved
gotta be
on the side.
short.
You
shaved or short. It's usually
honestly,
short.
guys, if you want to ask what is a mullet, look up 1-2-3 Kid because he had
He really did.
of a mullet back in the day. Now he might have grown it out after for the X-Pac thing and all that, but back in the day, 1-2-3 Kid had like the classic mullet.
He
So
really did.
I wouldn't
What
put
about-
those others, but X-Pac, or I mean 1-2-3 Kid should definitely be nominated.
What about Bob Holly?
When he was Sparky Plug, yes.
When he was Sparky Plug.
He came in with the NASCAR mullet, man. He had that.
Yeah, you got to give it to him.
The sides were pushed back and not shaved.
Oh, yeah.
But NASCAR.
Oh yeah.
Look at
That
God,
that was
really
the straight
mullet.
up
Sparky
Talladega Nights NASCAR mullet. It was pushed back and it was like primped up and then he had the shit
Even his
flown
action
down.
figures had it.
It was his original hair too. Like it wasn't blonde. It was like dirty brown back when he first started.
What?
Yeah.
What about Ian and Axel Rotten from ECW?
Ooh, Axel Rotten for sure. I don't really remember Ian as much, but Axel Rotten, fuck yeah. He had a strong
Balls
punk mullet.
Mahoney.
Can we take 1 to 2 steps back real quick? I just found this great picture of both of them.
There we go.
Fucking
There it is.
hair mullet.
The tag team champions, the 1-2-3
I
Kid.
forgot
Oh,
they were
man.
tag team
Marky
champs.
That was awesome.
And then he cut his hair and got his superpowers.
Yes.
Right? So I remember Balls kind of had more of the skater cut too, where he shaved underneath and then he let it all just kind of dangle down. It wasn't really skater; it was more grungy than anything. So I couldn't give it to him. But Axel Rotten, fuck yeah. Ian Rotten, maybe. Axel, yes.
Their Taipei deathmatch was awesome.
Yes. Amazing. Just amazing. Would we at any point, because I know you want to talk about shaved sides down the back, Vampiro. Because he had like the shit on the top and the shaved sides with the tats, and then it would come down. It was
Well, was that shaved all the way around like Jeff Hardy?
no,
You gotta remember the time frame was right around the same time.
I know, but it was just shaved sides with tattoos on the sides of his head, slick back, coming down his back. It was hard because he was like a vampire with a fucking mullet, but he still had a mullet. It was like the punk rock mullet.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, if I
Vampire
remember
with a mullet,
correctly, he
Lost Boys.
based his look off of one of the dudes from the Misfits, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
At his WCW run.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even had the Misfits come out with him at one point and had
Yes,
a
he did.
faction called the Misfits.
hmm
And that's where he got it from. And that was a mullet as well from the guy he was inspired from. So
He
I
was so fucking awesome and so misused in WCW.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So Adam.
I mean, I
say
see
yes.
Vampiro now, and you hear him talking to like Chris Van Vliet about all the issues, and you're just like, oh man, like I love that guy. I do. He was so misused in WCW. He never really made it in WWF. He went all over the world, did all kinds of crazy shit, and will be remembered forever. But damn, it's hard looking at him now. Like hearing him talk about Alzheimer's and how he forgets where he is, and he has to set all these reminders on his phone and all that. I'm like, oh no, not Vampy. Oh.
Yeah, it's just
You know, I mean,
rough.
it's a sensitive subject for me, considering what just happened, and now watching it happen to him, I'm like, oh man, fuck.
I'm gonna have to mullet wise. I'm gonna have to say no, not Vampiro. It
Not
wasn't a mullet. It was like long in the front and just like slicked back, like he would just comb it back, but it
I
doesn't
thought
look
he
like a
had to
mullet.
shave something with the tattoos on the side of his head, though.
But that doesn't mean he had a mullet. It was all like one length.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm doing my Googling research here, man.
I was trying to get you in there, Vamp. I love you, no matter what. Stay up, you know.
And Vampiro is brilliant. I mean, he's freaking amazing. I loved him as a commentator on Lucha
Yes.
Underground, but mullet wise, no, I don't think he had a mullet.
And as Pentagon Jr.'s Dark Master,
That was awesome.
That was
Nothing-
great TV.
nothing
That was great.
compares to that. That was amazing TV. Like nothing WWE, nothing AEW. That just bellissimo. It was.
But yeah, looking at it, no, it was definitely not a mullet because he had dreads. Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
not a
remember
mullet.
at one point he had
You know,
shaved.
that picture there kind of looks like if it was Jeff Hardy wearing Vampiro face paint.
Right.
Right.
It really
We
does.
can take that one out of there as much as it pains me. I was just trying to get him in. I thought maybe.
I feel you.
But do we have any other nominations? Anyone?
I think I'm good for now.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to go back to this episode and run tape and be like, okay, we got this person.
Are there any other females we can think of? China ever have a mullet?
No.
Didn't
Jazz
well,
ever have a mullet?
If you
Alondra
think-
Blaze had one, didn't she? When she
She
threw
kind of
Alondra-
the
did, yeah.
She did.
Yeah,
when
I
she
think
threw the
so.
title in the trash.
I don't know if it would count, but if you think about it, when Miss Elizabeth came out, she kind of had like a crazy done up wannabe mullet. It was like poofed up, pushed back, down here. You know, it was mullet-esque.
Alondra Blaze, that's a mullet.
That's a female mullet right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Miss Elizabeth kind of had something along the lines of a female mullet, the way she styled it. I think Wendy Richter might have, if I'm not mistaken. The one they were talking about on Dark Side of the
Oh,
Ring, they fought Moolah
no.
on MTV.
Elizabeth did not have a mullet. She just had bangs, so it looked mullety, but she didn't have one.
She
Okay.
had that big
And then
oversized.
she would,
If I
and
recall,
then she would like slick the
Yo.
sides, but it wasn't a mullet.
Sherry. Sensational, scary, call her what you want,
Hers
Martel.
was just big.
Sure.
She
just
had
big hair.
poofed up, pushed back.
I
coming
understand having
Hers
big
was
hair.
real
I
punk
get
rock.
that. I get that.
She had what would be considered a female mullet. Sherry for sure, maybe Wendy Richter.
No, I think Sherry just had big hair, man.
Well, she had big hair, but it would be like pushed back and then pumped up.
Okay,
And
you know what? Maybe.
that was a female
Here's this
mullet.
one.
That was a mullet.
Yeah,
right
she
there.
has a little bit
That's
of a
a
lady
mullet.
mullet there.
So I would nominate Sensational Sherry for sure. Or Scary
Okay.
Sherry, whatever you want to call her.
Oh, I forget Wendy Richter spells it with an I. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
she's
It's the
a.
only thing I hold
this
against her.
This will
Yeah,
make
she
Sherry.
definitely. Look at this beautiful mullet.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
a
you
mullet
gotta
right
add
there
that
if
in.
there ever was one.
Mullet. That's a female mullet. That's a mullet.
Yeah.
But
That
Scary
is
Sherry and
Full
Wendy
on
Richter.
lady mullet.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, glasses and all. Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
she-
yep.
Full on like she was born in Kentucky.
Sparky's girlfriend right there.
Sparky Plug's little. Sparky Plug's little girl on the
Didn't
top.
Molly Holly have one at one point in time?
Who?
Or doesn't she have one right now?
Holly.
Holly.
No, Molly Holly has a pixie cut now.
Oh.
She was bald. I remember that. She
You
was.
sound so
pinky.
disappointed, Bruce. No, she didn't really have a mullet. She
Yes.
had bangs, and she's done
Yeah.
the pixie cut for a while now. But
I
no
thought it was
mullet
a
for
mullet.
Molly.
Fuck.
But yeah,
No
yes.
mullet for Molly. No mullet for Molly.
Alrighty.
Wendy and Sherry for sure.
I'll find some more.
Yeah. I couldn't really say. Could we say Cyndi Lauper? Did she ever really technically have a mullet?
No, we can't say Cindy Lauper.
Because I could have swore she rocked one with Wendy Richter
Hey,
on
No.
that.
hey,
We're not gonna have a celebrity wing. We're not WWE.
She's a WWE Hall of Famer. I thought,
A celebrity wing. She don't count.
Whoa, wait a minute. What about Captain
No,
Lou
but-
Albano?
No, he just had
Yeah.
long hair, didn't he? Oh wait,
Huh?
no, yeah. I think
well,
you're right.
no.
Let me see if I can remember.
You may be onto something there, though.
Oops, misspelled it.
Because Cindy got me thinking about it,
I
with the
think you're right.
HBO. Captain Lou Albano. I mean, I know he's known for rubber bands and his beard, but he kind of
Yeah,
had.
he did. He had a
He
little bit
played.
of a mullety kind of thing
If you
going on,
remember, he even did that Super Mario television show where he
which
played
is
Mario.
great.
Yeah.
Mario had
Thoughts?
mullet. Captain Lou, we salute you.
This list
Yeah.
is gonna be
What was it? Wait, what was it?
huge.
Take one step and
Monstrous.
then again. I think
Mario.
I have the DVD somewhere.
I swear to God, I probably got the series somewhere. If I look in my collection back here, it's probably there.
Oh yeah, total mullet. Check that out.
All right.
That's a mullet.
So yes, Lou Albano had a mullet.
He had one on and off.
So you realize we've talked about mullets longer than we've talked about anything else on this show.
Also,
Priorities, Bruce.
We really
Priorities.
but we had to, man, because there were so many nominations and our group was putting them up. And you know, if you're going to talk about it, I got to come on and say something. You know, we always ask these guys for questions and content. And so when they give it to us, we got to give the people what they want. That's what I'm saying.
They want mullets. That's what we gave them, guys.
The group wanted mullets.
Give you
So
mullets.
damn it, that's what we
Jose,
gave. Their picks.
Is this mullet in the Hall of Fame running, Jose?
Put it in.
Is his in the running?
It is beautiful. I put it in. He looks like Captain Lou to me.
Could you please do
God damn
the
it, just
Jordan,
call
actually,
me Bobby and leave me alone.
I'm giving you praise, man. Captain Lou is sick. That shit is sick. So I would nominate him. I'll give him the vote.
Look it.
Anybody else want to get?
It's better than Kevin Nash.
Yes, he would take out Diesel in a heartbeat because he's still rocking it. I mean, you know, we gotta give the people what they want.
I just want
Jose.
I just want you guys to know, if you stop and think about just the people that only listen to us on podcasts, they think Jose has a mullet.
which is great.
They now believe
and
Jose has a mullet.
They wouldn't be completely wrong. It's like that Tony Stark moment. You know, it seems to run on some kind of fuel. Well, you're not wrong. They think Jose has a mullet.
It is, but it isn't.
It is, but it's not.
It's like a.
But
a
it
fillet.
is.
It's a fillet. It's a faux mullet.
But it's really not.
For all of you people that are out in the podcast world that only listen to us, if you've ever seen Sons of Anarchy, look at Bobby.
Yes, this man
is Jose.
Google
this man
Bobby.
speaking facts right now.
That's Jose.
Yes.
I will
Wendy,
take
have
that.
you
I will
done it
take
yet?
Oh.
Have you Googled it yet?
I did last show. Remember?
Am
I Googled it.
am I on?
Seen it, but I hadn't seen it for a while, so I
Yeah,
googled.
yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
As
Bobby
soon
Look,
as
he's
the best.
blushing. He's
As soon as-
blushing.
I love Sons of Anarchy. Bobby was my boy.
you said it, Bruce, and I thought about it, and I was like, maybe. And then I Googled it, and as soon as the first image of Bobby came up, I went, spot on, bro. You nailed it. We were trying to think of it the whole episode, and it didn't come to us till afterwards. Now, one final topic, because I think a couple of us already
That
agreed on
was
this.
the final topic.
Bruce, no, we have one final possible nomination, but Bruce, on the episode where we talked about this, asked about Hulk Hogan in the Mullet Hall of Fame.
No.
Now, Chad said he only had half because he was missing all this, so it was either a mull or a lip. It was not a mullet. Jose.
No.
Jose says no. Wendy.
I mean, maybe like earlier in his career. It's a bald mullet though.
I mean, now that I think about it, it wasn't really like it was long all the way around. He just didn't have nothing on
He
top.
doesn't
It
have-
like,
was
yeah.
long all
He's
the
kind
way
of
around.
missing the business.
If
and
I
the
have
fun.
to be, if I have to,
He's missing
Like
the
business closed down.
He's
a
got
long
the
time
party,
ago.
but the business is gone.
mull,
They
Closed
went
down,
out of
the party's
business.
still
he's
going
got
though.
a mull or he's got a lit, but he does not have a full mullet. Like Ricky Morton has more of a mullet today than Hulk Hogan had.
Ricky Morton's always had more hair.
And he's missing all the bangs, and he's up to like 9 head
Bro,
with the
bro.
baldness, but he's still
Ricky
got more of a mullet than Hulk
Ricky
Hogan.
Morton
time.
today has more hair than Hulk Hogan did when he began his career.
Wait a minute, I gotta give it to you.
Just saying.
You deserve that. I figured we got to get that in because we talked about it a little bit on the last episode. Jose wasn't here, so I thought maybe his opinion would
Who
differ.
cares if
I
he's
can't
not
believe
here?
we talked this long about
Got it.
Mullet.
You know
Got to
what?
get this man
Hogan?
involved. He's
All
part
right,
of
all right. Last thought on Hogan. Not a mullet, not in the fame. Not in the
Nope.
Hall of mullet.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
So,
Nope.
that note,
Delete.
It wasn't a
Delete.
mullet. It was not
wait,
a
I
mullet.
got that too. Remember?
Delete! 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 Delete!
We'll ride this out.
Delete! Delete! Delete!
All right. Now, on that note, I'm gonna let Bruce give you the social medias one more time. Then I'm gonna come back, hit you with the podcast and final word, and then we're gonna do. So, Brucey, do your thing, bro.
All right. First things first is if you're watching us on YouTube right now, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, and let us know what you like from the show or what else you want us to talk about.
And while you're at it, hit the little bell so every time one of our episodes comes on, you get notified. You can just click and watch.
Hit the bell. Then you can also find us on our most famous platform of all, Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. We are a publicly traded Facebook group where you can come and join and have fun and talk wrestling with the four of us and many other personalities that Jose loves in our group.
Absolutely.
You can also find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Come on, like us, all that fun stuff because we do the same thing. We do a lot of the same stuff over there, and I am still in the works on the Top Rope Wrestling Talk Instagram. I am still working on it. Haven't got there yet. Working on it.
Had to do it. South Philly.
He's engaged.
Doesn't matter. I'm married.
You go piss off the Cuban God.
I'm married. Don't matter. Come at me, Cuban God. I don't give a fuck.
I don't think Sabian's Cuban.
No, I was talking about. He said you don't want to piss it off with the signs. I said, I don't give a shit. I'm the psycho. You don't want to fuck with it. Next.
Next, Dom, tell them where you can find us on podcasts.
Obviously. So we are pretty much wherever podcasts are enjoyed. But if that's not good enough for you, for some reason, hit us up on our website at anchor.fm/father. I'm kidding. Anchor.fm/TRWT. Our website will pop up. You'll see all our episodes there. Now, we do have some YouTube exclusive content, some outtake clips, some stuff like that. You won't get that there. You got to go to YouTube. You'll see all our episodes. At the top of the page, you're going to see a bar with all the platforms we're available on, which, as I said, is pretty much anywhere you can enjoy a podcast, anywhere from Apple to Spotify to, Stitcher, Google, iHeartRadio, you name it, we got it. Pick your platform, subscribe, follow, whatever it is they want you to do. Enjoy us, enjoy wrestling. And while you're at it, do us a favor and follow Culk, whether YouTube, Facebook, or Wrestling Perspective. You saw him on the WrestleMania episode. He was amazing. We love that guy. He did a wonderful preview or a wonderful trailer of us for that episode. We thank you. That was beautiful. I felt like a star myself. I don't know what to say, man. You got this pneumonia in my eyes now. I'm okay. I promise. Hit him up. And if you go to our Twitter, you're going to see we have wrestlers that are followers. We have other podcasts and YouTube shows that are followers as well. If you need it, if you're looking for something to do while you're, on lockdown, then please follow them too. Subscribe to them too. Listen to them too.
Love.
Eye Pokes and Head Chokes, great name, great show. Clark Street Podcast, great show. Love them. Shout out to Devin and the Feast because they always do that for us now. That's awesome too. GC Vision, there's a lot that you can just find by literally Top Rope WT at Top Rope WT on Twitter. Click on our followers. You're going to see them all in a row. Follow these guys too. Listen, enjoy, kill some time if you got nothing better to do. Fill the void because a lot of these companies aren't doing jack right now. Listen to us, watch these guys, enjoy yourself. And for Latina Heat, the world's greatest grandma, for the high class one, for Captain Lou / Bobby himself. I'm the South Philly Psycho, and we will probably catch you next week.
Deuces. Shocker.
Wah, wah, wah.